Everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Robbie Crager, the Flip Flop Flipper. It's good to be back in the studio and doing these videos. Today, we've got a good one for you. We're going to talk about how you can raise money to become a real estate investor. And guys, I'm telling you, anybody can do this. I say this often, and I will say this from now until the cows come home. The money's never the most important part of the deal. You finding the deal of a lifetime, you becoming a real estate investor. It doesn't take you having a silver spoon in your mouth. You don't need to inherit anything. You don't even need to be out of debt. You don't need a college degree. Guys, real estate investing, it's a game changer. It's a life changer. It gets you out of the rat race. It's why you subscribe to the channel. But I'm going to tell you today in this video how you can get all the money that you need to do all of the great real estate deals that you want to do. And you're going to eliminate the excuse of, I don't have the money, so I can't be a real estate investor.
I have no money.
If you watch this video and at the end of it, you're still saying that, well, you're not cut out to be a real estate investor. You're just a lazy f***.
A few inches later.
So guys, you want to be a real estate investor? That's why you watch this channel. And we're going to talk about right now, easy ways that you can find money for your deals. Number one, we're going to talk about personal funds, right? So if you have money, using your own savings, breaking into equity that you've got into your home, borrowing against your 401k, creating a self-directed IRA, these are all things that you can do personally. Now, I get it. That means that you needed to have had some success somewhere else in order to break into that. Not everybody who's watching this has this. Don't worry. There are ways for you. You don't have to have any of this stuff as well, but this is something many people do have. Many people do have a 401k that they've paid into for a lifetime, and they've got control over that money, and you can use that money now to invest into real estate for flips or for passive income or to become a hard money lender. There's all kinds of different things that you can do. And guys, in this community, in this YouTube channel, we've got a community of people that are like-minded that want to be real estate investors together. And some of you have some money, and some of you have some time, and some of you are rainmakers. It doesn't matter where you're at on this spectrum. You guys put it in the comments. Try and get together with us and with the community, do deals together. That's why we do this YouTube channel, right? We want to bring people into this real estate investing game. We want to partner with people. That's how we expand our business. And we hope there are people that are going to come to our mastermind groups, or there are people that are going to just in the comments meet each other, start to do deals. Use us as a resource. Robbie Crager, the Flip Flop Flipper, can be a resource for anyone who wants to be a real estate investor. I highly encourage entrepreneurship. Believe that if you become a real estate investor, it's a game changer. It's a great life. We say that often, guys. So the first way that you can have money for real estate is obviously if you have money. Use your own personal money. So why do I say this? It's because you hear from these other people on the internet that you need to be doing real estate without any of your own money, and it can be done that way. And I'm going to give you ways that you can do that, but don't be afraid to put your money where your mouth is. In fact, I think that if you've got the money and you're afraid to put your money where your mouth is, that means that your deal's really not that good. And you shouldn't be asking me for money if you've got money in the bank and you're not willing to put some money in it. We put skin in the game on every deal we ever do. We use other people's money, sure, because you can never have enough money to do all the real great real estate deals, but use your own money. You get the best return on your own money, right? Like, so if you come to me and you borrow hard money and you have to pay me 15 or 20%, that's 15 or 20% that you're not going to make, where if you invested your own money, you're making that extra spread. So don't be afraid to put your money where your mouth is, especially on the deal of a lifetime. So number one place for anyone who's wanting to be a real estate investor to find the money is to use your own money. Number two, you can go to friends and family. You don't need to be afraid to speak to the people that you know and let them know what you're going to do. So Adon, he's a new real estate investor. And I'm going to use Adon as an example. I like to use myself as an example a lot of times, but let's use Adon as an example. He, 2.5 years ago, was not a real estate investor. He didn't have any money. He didn't have any credit. He could have said, I don't have the money. I don't have the credit. I can't do this. And you know what? Had he had that attitude, now he wouldn't own. What do you own, Adon? 5 houses, 5 properties, something like that? He doesn't even know he owns so many. If he had told himself, hey, I can't because of the money, I can't because of this, you're always going to be right if you say you can't. You can't, that's a cop-out, right? That's a lazy person's way out, is to think of the reasons that you can't do something. I don't want to go down that. We've got other content on changing that mindset from I can't to how can I. It's super, super important, guys. And hopefully Charlie will link that in the description below so that you can get the proper mindset going in and becoming entrepreneurial. But never allow yourself to fall into the I can't neighborhood, right? Like, you're always going to be right. If you believe that you can't do something, it's over for you. So stop thinking that way, because anything is possible. Certainly you can. So friends and family, I started when I was getting into this, and Adon started when he was getting into this 2.5 years ago, telling telling people in advance what he was going to do. Adon told me in advance when we first met, he said, hey, I have a skill set. I can do this video stuff and I want to learn about real estate. I'm going to become a real estate investor. And I thought that's great. And so because he was telling me and he was telling others, he's telling his mom, he's telling his aunts and his uncles and his friends and his neighbors, he sets himself up to become an expert in real estate in their eyes. So they may not believe that he's ever going to do it at first. But I'll tell you what, right now, those people that he started telling 2.5 years ago that he was going to be a real estate investor now believe it, right? Why do they believe it? Because when they talk to him again and they say, hey, Don, how's it going with that real estate investing? Oh, dude, I'm renovating 3 properties. I bought this other one. I sold it. We did a seller finance deal. I'm running this hotel. I'm doing it, guys. It's come to life. It's real, right? You speak it into existence. And so speaking to your friends and family, they're who you know. I get it. If you don't have a wealthy set of friends and family, that doesn't matter. You still tell them what you're going to do. You still give them the opportunity to invest in you, to invest in your projects when you get them. Whether they choose to see the value in it right away or not, doesn't matter. I will tell you this though, eventually they will. They will see it. You're going to have a series of successes. And when you have those series of successes, they're going to start to ask you, hey, Adon, what the hell are you doing? How do you own 2 4-family houses? How are you renovating a $3 million mansion in a gated community? What? How are you doing this? 2.5 years ago, you were behind the camera, right?
I follow the flip-flop flipper on YouTube.
I follow the flip-flop flipper on YouTube. And he says anything's possible.
A few moments later.
It's real. You want to speak it into existence. You've got to start telling your friends and your family what you're going to do. Go to them. There are going to be some. Everybody knows somebody who's got some money. I'll tell you one personal experience that's friends and family. Early on when I was starting out in real estate investing, I told my dentist. That I was a real estate investor, and somehow he talks to another dentist. So my dentist didn't ever give me any money for real estate. But his friend who was a dentist calls me out of the blue and says, hey, I was talking to your dentist. He says you're a real estate investor. I want to become a hard money lender. I've got this money and I got money from it. That's how this stuff works. I mean, so that's an extreme example, but I do think the dentist is a good place to start. Tell your dentist that you're a real estate investor and that you might have the deal of a lifetime. They have a lot of money. So guys, everybody knows somebody who's got money. Friends and family, it's key. If you're not confident enough to tell your friends and your family what you're going to do and invite them into deals with you, then it may not be for you, right? Like, so in order to become an entrepreneur and become a real estate investor, there's something off about you anyways. You're stepping outside of the rat race. You're getting away from becoming an employee and you're stepping into this entrepreneurial. You're different, guys. You're different. You're built different. You're wired different than all of the other rest of the world, the 98% of the people that are out there that are doing the same thing and then bitching about it. You're doing something different, and you've got to have the confidence to tell your friends and your family, invite them into deals, partner with them. This is key. All right. Number 3, private investors. Private investors are there. They're real estate investors who have decided that they want to invest in, again, I'll use Adon and I as examples. They want to invest in operators, or they want to invest in rainmakers, or people who are finding the deal of a lifetime. At this point in my life, I'm potentially a private investor who would invest in your deal, right? So that can look many different ways. We could partner. It could be a loan. I could buy it from you. And there are private investors out there in any town, USA. They're super easy to find because they want to let people know that they have money for real estate deals. There's something in almost every small, medium, mid-sized, certainly big towns in the US called a RIA, a Real Estate Investors Association, and you can go to these groups and these people will get up in front of the room and say, hey, I've got a checkbook and the bank account's full of cash and all I want to do is make 12, 15 or 20%. They'll tell you what their guidelines are, right? And you can bring them deals, and they're begging you to bring them deals. They don't want to go find the deals. They've got the money. They've had a series of success somewhere else in life, and now they're private investors who want to invest in you, the real estate investor. They want to invest in your deal because the deal is what's important. I say this all the time, money finds a good deal. So if you're able to go out and negotiate a good deal, and we've got other content on this, guys, too. So check out a playlist on how to real estate that we'll put in the description. Guys, we've got hundreds of videos out there where we talk about real estate investing, and we would love for you to consume that content. Leave me comments, join the community by smashing the subscribe button. Anyways, private investors are a great source for a new real estate investor to go out and find the deal, then find the private investor to pay for the deal. And that can look like many different things, but the more people that you talk to about the business business that you're going into, the quicker you'll pick it up, the better off you'll be. Guys, don't be afraid. Have some courage, build your plan, go out and start doing it. All right, let's move on to the next one. Number 4, there are real estate crowdfunding things on the internet now. Now, I've never used this one, so it's just another resource that the new guy coming up has that I didn't have when I was coming up, right? So it's significantly easier for you guys, the new real estate investor now, to find money than it was when I was coming up. Back in the day, back 26 years ago, freaking old, right? We actually had to do things almost exclusively person to person. There were ads we could put in something called the newspaper that most of you guys, you never even see them now, right? Everything's online. Everything is so easy. We didn't even have cell phones when I started, or if we did, most people didn't have them, right? Like the internet wasn't even a friggin' thing. How easy is it for you guys that are watching this video? I didn't have a YouTube. Nobody told me this stuff. Real estate crowdfunding, this is foreign to me. So Don tried to do the crowdfunding thing on a 9 unit that we've just recently invested in, and we bought it. We found the money for it, Don, right? Like we were under contract with this thing for a while. We went to our friends and our family and this YouTube channel. And eventually we found a partner who came in and funded the majority of the deal. And so I let Adon on that one pretty much go out there and beat his head against the wall to try and raise the money for a long time. And he went to a crowdfunding site and they called him back. They asked him about the deal. Unfortunately, in this case, they told him, well, we don't fund it in Puerto Rico yet, but it's coming, guys. Even in Puerto Rico, it's coming. The next one is one that I'm way more familiar with. It's hard money lending. Hard money lenders are a lot like private investors. They are, in fact, a form of private investors. And again, if you go to the RIA, the Real Estate Investors Networks that are in your town, every town USA, there's one here on the island of Puerto Rico. They meet monthly and you have a group of investors that come together. They bring deals to each other. There's inevitably going to be hard money lenders at these groups, at these meetings, and they're going to get up in front of the room and they're going to say, hey, I'm a hard money lender. I have a bank account full of money and I want to invest in real estate deals. And all I want to do is make some passive income. So I want to be in a first mortgage position and this amount of equity, you're going to pay me this interest rate. Guys, these people are super easy to find. They want to do deals with you. So a hard money lender lends based on the asset. So you go out and you find the deal of a lifetime and it's worth $100,000 and you're buying it for $50,000. The hard money lender, he's looking at that equity going, man, that's a good deal. I don't care that you're a waiter at Denny's. I don't care that you don't have a college degree. I don't care that you don't have experience. You're buying this property so freaking well that I'm willing to lend you the money on it and I'm going to rely on you to fix it up and get it sold. I'm going to invest in the property, yes, but I'm also going to invest in you. So a lot of this stuff, the deal of a lifetime is good and money always finds a great deal, but you are what we're investing in, right? You are the most important part of the deal. When I become a hard money lender for someone, it's almost never going to be just because the deal is so good. There are some times that the deal's just so good that I don't care who the person is, but I'm investing in the person. I invest in Adon. I invest in several other people that are starting out, and people invested in me when I was starting out as well. Hard money lenders were my lifeline for years and years when I was first starting out. This was the way that I went about funding things. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a rich parents. I didn't have 401ks. A lot of the stuff I talked about just a few minutes ago when I was starting out, I didn't have it, right? So we had to find the deal of a lifetime and then take it to a hard money lender and borrow the money. And then I would set up relationships with other people who would invest into me so that I could afford to do the renovation. I was stacking these things together. And you can do this too. This still happens, guys. This real estate investing game that obviously you're interested in because you're this far into this video and you want to learn to be a real estate investor, my God, it's worth it. It's worth it for you. It's going to change your life. It creates a great lifestyle, gets you out of the rat race. Wow, we're up to number 6, guys. So the 6th way that you can find money for all of your real estate investments, for all of your great deals, is through partnerships. So we talk about partnerships all the time. This is how we've chosen to expand our business. I partner with Adon, and I'm talking about Adon and I a lot in these videos because we're actually doing this, right? Like, so on this YouTube channel, we invite people to partner with us. We tell people in real time how we invest, how we do it, what we do, why we do it. We are telling you all of this because we want you guys to have a great life too. We want you to become a real estate investor, and you can form partnerships with other like-minded real estate investors through going to the RIA or through letting people know that you're doing it. I'll give you a real life example. Coming to the island of Puerto Rico 6 years ago, we're already very established, been in the business for 20 years, had done thousands of deals, but I'd never done one thing on the island of Puerto Rico. I didn't have an LLC. I didn't have a bank account set up. I didn't have anything. When I came to the island, the first thing I did was I called up 12 real estate agents and I asked them to meet me and to show me properties. And when I did that, I found half of them that brought me deals. And the question that I put to them was, hey, you think this is a good deal? Yes, I think it's a good deal. Will you invest in it with me? Half of them said, hey, I'm just a real estate agent. I don't invest anything. Well, I didn't do any business with those people. I don't think that I did anyway. Half of them, there were 6 guys that we still do business with today that said, hey, you know what? No one's ever asked me that before. No one's ever given me that opportunity before. Yes, I'll invest. Robert, I don't have a ton of money, but I'm going to make a commission and I've got an extra few $1,000s. So I'll put my few $1,000s in a commission in and I'll do the work. I'll run the comps. I'll help you to find contractors. I'll help you to sell it on the back end. So partnered with those guys. Those 6 individuals were some of the first people that we met on the island, and we formed partnerships with them. And we've had a tremendous amount of success with them, done multiple deals. And we're still doing deals with them today. So anybody can do this, guys. This is really not rocket surgery. This is simple stuff. It just takes you being willing to go out there and look at a bunch of real estate, introduce yourself to people, tell people that you want to partner with them. You'll get it done. It's amazing what happens when you speak it into existence, when you decide to do something, you start taking action and you go flat out, get it done. Anyways, that's my story on partnerships with the island of Puerto Rico, but I'm telling you, you can do it. So take that as a vote of confidence. I believe you have greatness inside of you, and you guys can go do this. This is number 7. This is my least favorite way. I saved it to last because it's the most obvious. You all know this, right? There are banks out there. They will give you loans if you have good credit and you jump through all of their hoops and provide all of their stuff. They're my least favorite way to start as a real estate investor. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't use banks. I think banks are an important part of the system, but they don't act as fast as a hard money lender does. They're not going to help you with your project the way a partnership would. They don't care about your success the way your friends and family do. So they're the normal everyday. This is the way that the 98% of the world is going to do things. This is the way everybody does it. If you guys follow me and you watch my channel, you're going to find a consistent theme. And the way that I think is that if everybody's doing something one way, I'm usually contrarian and I'm swimming uphill and I'm trying to figure out a way to do it better and to do it different. That's how I'm wired. Guys, it's been like that my whole life. I swear I didn't grow into this. I just was this. I was always, fighting the battle to try and figure out how I could do something different, do something better, and try and do something that's unique, something that's more profitable, something that is maybe runs a little bit better. I'm just wired that way. And I suspect that if you're watching this kind of content and you want to become an entrepreneur and you want to start your own business and you want to step outside of the rat race, you probably think differently than most people do as well, right? Like I never ever saw the value in being one of the sheep. I like doing my own thing, having the guy who's looking at me in the mirror be responsible for whether or not I put food on the table. That's the way I was wired. That's where I found security. Always, that's been the way. Hey guys, I've just given you 7 ways that you can raise money. And I've told you throughout this that you're the most important part of this deal, that you finding the deal of a lifetime, that's what is going to find the money. Great deals always find the money. I've given you 7 ways. You no longer have the excuse, if you've watched to this point in the video, that you can say, oh, I can't become a real estate investor because I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Oh, I can't become a real estate investor because I don't have any extra cash. That's not true. Anybody can do this. This is just you going out, finding the deal of a lifetime. And I want to point out here, I've given you 7 ways to find the money. And notice what I didn't say. I didn't say that you need to have a great PPM, right? You don't need to have a fancy presentation that outlines all of the beautiful things about why my real estate deal is better than the other real estate deal. You just need to have a great project and be able to explain to me or to any real estate investor very quickly and concise, hey, I'm buying it for X. It's worth Y. Y is way more than X, and it only needs a little bit of money to get it there. We want to be value-add real estate investors. And if you can do that, again, you don't need that fancy presentation. In fact, I think a lot of times they get in the way because it gives potential investors something to look at and to nitpick. Where if you just come to someone, Don just comes to me and says, Robert, we can buy this 9-unit building. We can buy it for $300,000 and we can fix it up for another $100,000. And then it's worth $800,000. I don't need to know much else than that, right? Like, I'm going to look at the numbers. I'm going to see if I think that it's really going to be worth $800,000. I'm going to look at the property and I'm going to see if I think that it really can be fixed up for $100,000. But look, if you can buy it for 300, put 100 in it, now you're in it for $400,000 and it's going to be worth $800,000. The person you're talking to who's got the money, be a fool not to give you the damn money as long as they believe in you and know that you can do the deal. Now, if you're someone who doesn't inspire confidence, it's going to be harder for you, obviously, but you're the most important part of this deal. That's just the way it is. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching that video. We've got a whole bunch of other content we'd love for you to check out. We tell you what we do, how we do it. Real estate investors, in fact, we're value add real estate investors, and we expand our business through partnerships. On this YouTube channel, we're not trying to sell you a course. We're not trying to get you to send us money. We want to do deals together. And with most of you, we'll never do deals, but we're going to give you all the information. We're going to make it easy for you. Guys, like and subscribe to the channel. We're growing a community of people that are going to do deals together. What more can I say? Thanks for watching and God bless.